Hi guys, Chad Trofgerben here. Welcome back to the Steve and the Alien tutorial series. This particular shot we'll be animating focuses on the alien falling out of the van. As you know, we see the alien fall out as the van is tumbling. However, we want to do a quick close-up that'll last about a second with the alien flying out of the back of the van. And then we will edit that together when we do the final video editing portion of this series. So to get started, make sure you have a blank document open, and we'll need to borrow some assets now from some of our previous lessons. So let's go to File, Import, Anime Studio Object, and I will locate the alien shooting scene that I made, and you can do the same. And what we can do here now is just grab the sky and click OK. Then let's go back and import the mountains from that particular project. So I'll get mountain range 1. And mountain range 2. And finally, we'll need the van and the alien, which are together. So we'll import from that same project the van back group. And as you can see, I have that hidden, the van, so I'll just make that reappear. Okay, so now let's move the mountains down a bit so that we don't have this sky below the mountains. So just grab the mountains and take the translate layer tool and nudge them down like this. Okay, now finally we can do a close-up here. If we want, we can just zoom into our project like this with the camera zoom tool, and we can track it like that. So essentially we're going to see kind of like a very close-up shot of the alien falling out. And actually, once I've done this too, we can probably raise the mountains up a bit like this. Okay. One more thing I need to do, because I just realized paging back and forth here, I need to remove all the animation from the document because we have the alien animating as well as a few other things animating from what we were doing with the alien shooting scene. So just simply go up to Animation, Clear Animation from Document, then hit Yes. That will now give you no more glitches like you're seeing with the animation popping back and forth because now there is no longer any animation to worry about. So next, let's open the doors to the van, and we can simply do this by going into the van group layer and selecting the first or second door. And then we'll take the rotate layer XY tool. And then we just need to pop these doors open so we can see what's going on. So essentially what we did in the alien shooting lesson, except we don't really have to do that much animation with it. We'll just open them like that. And then we can do a little resizing as well. And now I'll do the same for the other door. Actually, that's the front door, so we don't even need that one. What we need to do is show the under door. So I'll click on door under for that layer. In fact, I can even get rid of door 1 because that's no longer needed. So I'll click on the door under layer and then move that one. Like so. And I can even open it up a bit like this. Okay, there we go. So now, let's edit the alien a little bit. We need to adjust some of his switch layers. So we can go into the alien and choose to bring in a hand for this particular arm. So we can just go down here to the hand 2 switch, right click and choose hand 2. And for the gun here, we have this hand still visible. So all we have to do is find the gun And then we can even just delete those assets from the gun group layer. So the fingers and the hand. Everything else should be good except for the muzzle flash. We can also remove that as well. So now we have just the alien in the hand. So next, what we can do is come here to the van back group layer and choose the rotate layer tool and just move it like this, because the van is now in the air and it's going to be tipping like this to remove the alien. So starting at frame 1, let's insert a keyframe with the rotate layer just by clicking on the screen, and we'll create that keyframe. And then we can go to about 1 second in. Again, this is going to be a really short animation, and we can just tip it like this. So it goes like that. Now, we'll grab the alien, and starting at frame 1, we can insert a keyframe using the translate layer tool and the rotate layer tool. And then at frame 24, we can zoom out a bit here, take the translate layer tool and just remove him from the vehicle. So it kind of goes like that. Now we'll add some animation to his movement. Actually, first, let me go back to frame 24 and just rotate it a little bit. I forgot to do that. So we can rotate him about like that. So he kind of falls like this. Okay, so now going back to frame 2, with the alien still selected, we'll take the Manipulate Bones tool, and then we can have his hand out like this, maybe the gun like that, and his legs positioned like so. And then he falls, and all we really have to do here is at the end of it on frame 24, we can just animate his hands out somewhere like this, like that. Just like that. So you can see him, he falls out, and the van is tilting through the air. Now, one more thing we could do too, since the van isn't completely stationary in the air, we can go back to frame 2, select the translate layer tool, and then click, and then go to frame 24, and simply move the van like this, because it is moving through the air. And we will be using the camera here momentarily to help with that look as well. So now, let's go back to frame 1 and take the camera tool, and then we can click on the screen for both the tracking and zoom tools for the camera. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit more right here. And just move it down like this with the camera. And we have him fall. And then what we can do here is just move the camera up like this a bit. Or even maybe a little down like that. So again, it's just a really quick shot of him falling out of the van. And finally, for this animation, since it is shorter, we wanted to reduce the frames to 24, since it's only a second long. That way we don't render out a bunch of other stuff we don't need. And then we just have this animation. And finally, you'll want to save it. So go to File and Save to save your project. And then you can export the animation out. And of course, use all your settings that you have been using and save the video into a folder so that we can use it when we start editing the video in a few lessons from now. Anyway, that does it for me. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.